Alright guys, well down here in Louisiana we're having a beautiful day today. It's Tuesday and the weather is like beautiful. We had a little cool front move through. Let's see, what day was it? Saturday I went to pick up some papaya trees. Now this is going to be a bad time to try to plant them, so I got them in pots, but I'm going to keep them in my my greenhouse till after all the weather's cool, because they like hot weather. So, but anyway, while I was there, the lady gave me some sugar cane, piece of sugar cane, and so I should have videoed it, but anyway, all this was connected, this and this, and I cut these two pieces off. There's roots growing on it, so I'm gonna grow me some sugar cane. Here's a plant growing here, and then I was looking at this. This got roots here. This one's got roots here. So I think this is two more things I could get growing here. I'm not real sure. Never planted sugar cane before. I saw a few videos. They lay it horizontal in the ground. And I'm gonna come with you. We're gonna put this in the food forest in the front. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut this into two pieces here. I think I could get two more out of this, and if not, well, it's a nice try. And I don't know if I should keep all of this on here and plant this standing up. I might try that. I really don't know. Or this way the plant coming out with more roots. Okay. Well, we're going to go in the front in the food forest, and we're going to go put this in the ground. So see you in the front, okay? Alright guys, here we are in the front food forest, and trying to figure out where I really want to grow, where I want to plant it at, and I'm thinking more like, I'm looking from the street, kind of like right here in the beginning. I think it's going to be right here. I'm going to do it right here in the beginning. Let me let's see, let me get some ground busted up here. I just gotta watch it. I got a cable line for my Wi-Fi coming through here somewhere. I'm not too sure how deep to plant it. I'm not going to go real deep. Excuse me. Now look on here. See that? That's the plant. That's the root. So I got to set this down in the ground this way. And the same with this. This is the plant. Now I know that plant's going up. That's because it was on the stalk standing straight up. You know what I mean? But when I lay it down, it's going to start growing up. Matter of fact, I might stick it out the ground some. All right. So let's see. You guys can see what's happening. Let me set the camera up for you guys. Hey, how you doing, man? Okay. It's gonna be easy. And tell you what, I got some bricks in the back. I'm gonna go get so I can mark this. I'm chopping it down when it's growing up. I won't be chopping it with my weed eater or anything. And I'm gonna plant these other two. Plant these just like it is. I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but we're gonna give it a shot. Doesn't look like I could go too deep with it. Alright guys, so there's two sugar canes right here, and I'm not sure what kind they are. You know, they got a couple of different kinds, and then I got two rows I planted here. So we'll keep an eye on this, and let me get some water on all this to get it watered. Okay. All right, got it watered in real good, and so we'll keep updates on it. We'll see how it works, how it's growing, You can both learn about it if you don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. All right. Sugar cane watered in. I'm excited to see about what's going to happen with that. Something popped in my head. Well, get some sugar cane. That's something for the forest. And when I went to visit this lady to get the papaya, I even asked, I said, because we're going to do some trading with some things, because I got chicken manure, and she wants some. So she's willing to trade, and for some plants and things. So I had asked her, well, you got sugar cane? She said, yeah, you want some? And I said, well, why don't you wait till I bring manure? She goes, no, that's all right. She pulled that stalk out and gave it to me. So she's a very generous woman. And, excuse me. And so, yeah, things are going to be happening. I'm going to be getting some different types of plants, which I call them exotic. And I made had some business cards made, and I have that on there because I wanted, that was my goal anyway, to get plants that are good for you for eating, making medicines, for making teas. I want to get all this stuff because most of the nurseries you go to, they all got the same old things, you know, the stuff that it's almost like they program everybody that this is what you got to buy, you know, tomatoes, cucumbers, and so on, you know, and so everybody just has that kind of thinking when it comes to a vegetable garden. But there's so much more that we can gain from having all types of what I call exotics, of berries, and even things where you know, you might boil the leaves up and you get the flavor from it, and you make a tea and stuff. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to get into. That's what I want to help you guys, show you guys. The more of that stuff that you can get, the healthier you're going to be, and you're one more step closer to being self-sufficient and self-sustaining. And believe me, if you use all natural stuff for medicines for you, you're probably gonna be good, but be pretty healthy, you know. Thing is, you need to start doing that kind of stuff when you're not sick. Yeah, you got to do it when you're not sick, and get ready and have your body ready for when the seasons come that's carrying the flu or whatever's going around, the coronavirus, whatever, and your body would already be healthy and able to fight off sicknesses and diseases that come your way. Okay, so don't wait till you get sick to start taking those things. Just because you take them doesn't mean that you're not well. You take natural products to maintain your well-being. So, all right. So, also want to talk to you. I'm gonna sit down and just want to share a little bit about quail eggs. Okay, talk to you about that. Okay, I'm over here by my quail, and I want to kind of talk to you about the quail because I'm learning myself, you guys. You know, I didn't start my channel because I thought I knew it all. I started my channel because I'm gonna learn stuff, and I figured, well, while I'm learning, you can learn along with me. Now, I raise chickens, and I raise quail, and I also raise fish right here. And that's all the animals I have right now, okay? Out of all of them, well, the fish is definitely the easiest. You never, you know, throw some food in every couple of days. And between the chickens and the quail, well, probably the chickens are easier. The quail, they're not easier because you got to put them in cages, smaller cages, and then you have to change out their bedding and stuff, or it's going to really smell bad, or you're going to draw flies and mites and all that. So you got to keep that up. Okay, but there's pros and cons to everything, you guys. And the pros and cons, it's not like there's bad stuff. There ain't nothing bad about raising either one of them. I mean, the only bad thing about when you're raising animals is sometimes you have, you have deaths with them. They die for no reason. Sometimes you don't know what it is. Sometimes they die because you make mistakes. But that's part of homesteading. That's part of having animals, you know. So, but there's something that's a little different with the quail than with the chickens. Okay, yeah, the chickens definitely are easier. You don't really have to fool with them. You have to clean the coop out every so often. You know, and then with the quail, yeah, you have to clean their cages out pretty regular, so that you keep the odor down. And then you got to do something with it. So you either compost it or you bag it up and throw it away. And it all depends if you want to, how much you want to grow. But anyway, let's get to this point. Now, when it comes to a chicken egg and a quail egg, we have a major size difference in eggs. Okay, now these are a little small because my hens just really started laying, so this is more of a medium-sized egg. When they get older, they're going to lay bigger eggs. But this is a big. This is pretty big for a quail egg. Here's one that's more of a normal size. Actually, these smaller ones, these are the ones that usually are the ones that hatch when you incubate eggs to get babies. Okay, so that would mean that for one chicken egg, you would have to have 2 of these. And you'd be surprised when you break open a quail egg, how much egg is really in there. It spreads out in your pan. It's amazing because it's bigger than you would think. Okay, but what I want to talk to you about, and of course, let me just show you, when you buy them in the store, you got this kind of dozen, and then you got this for a dozen, right? So you know, taking up more space. Quail eggs, actually, they provide like 5 times more iron and more potassium than a chicken egg. Okay, and they're richer also in phosphorus and in calcium. Now, this is pretty good, you guys, because now, and let me tell you a little bit more. Listen, quail eggs, they don't have the bad cholesterol, which is the what they call it, the LDL cholesterol. They don't have that in it. They're rich in the HDL, the good cholesterol, and also another thing with the the quail eggs is that they don't cause allergies. Okay, so I'm telling you all that about the quail eggs because they're actually more healthier. Quail eggs. Now quail eggs probably I say they're more expensive. They're probably about the same price. A dozen of quail eggs probably about the same price as a dozen of regular eggs, but of course you're only getting about half the eggs because it takes 2 to make 1 chicken egg. Okay, so I think it's beneficial and it's worth to probably buy the quail eggs because it's going to be more healthier for you. You know, most people will go to Whole Foods and spend more money on other types of foods, and even they buy their chicken eggs there because the chicken eggs are organic or free range or whatever they might want to buy, you know, whatever kind of eggs they want to buy, and they buy them at Whole Foods. But yet, but I'm just trying to tell you here that the quail eggs are more richer in these things and richer in the good cholesterol, which your body needs. Okay, now I'm saying that too because now we get into, okay, yeah, it's more work to raise quail, but actually your quail takes up a whole lot less space. Okay, number one. Number two, you never have to free range them. And I don't get to free range my chickens because I don't have the room to do it. And if I had the room, I would do it because they would be getting you know, eating the bugs and all that. And the quail, you just, you know, you spend a little more money on the good food for them, and because you have to feed them a more higher protein food, and so the food that you buy for quail is a little more expensive. So overall maybe your cost is a little more. But if you think about it as if you went to Whole Foods and you're spending more money to get organic food or food that's better for you, well, it'll be the same thing with quail eggs versus chicken eggs. So so some of you people that might be wanting to do homesteading, and you're starting off and you have a small backyard like me. Now I've converted my whole backyard. I've sold out to this thing, and I'm using my every square inch of my backyard that I can for growing stuff, okay? And I'm not finished. I'm still working on things, but I committed my whole backyard to it. You might not want to do that. You might just want to have a section that you do. You might just want to have a vegetable garden, and you really want some chickens, but man, you just don't have you don't want to have a coop sitting in your yard, or maybe you just don't have the place to put a coop and let chickens range. So maybe having quail might be something you could consider. Now, yeah, there's some initial upfront expense building their cages or buying their cages, but you got to do that with chickens. If you don't have chickens, you got to get a coop. And if you go to like Tractor Supply or somewhere and buy one, man, they got coops anywhere starting at $300, $400, $500, even $600 and up dollars for chicken coops. And you could probably buy quail cages cheaper, because all you need is a foot high by whatever length you want to do. So I did 3 feet by a foot. This is the way I made my cages. And that's kind of like the average size. And I have, you know, 5 to 6 birds in one cage. And your quail, they lay eggs every day. I haven't really experienced, the only time I experience when they're not laying is when something happens and I change something. Like the other day I took one of the females out of one cage and I put her into another one, because the male in there, he needed another female. He was beating all the other ones up, so I added one. So it changed their atmosphere. So a couple of days they didn't lay, and then they started laying again. So little things like that, when there's a disruption in their daily life, they'll stop laying. Or let's say they get spooked at night by raccoons, because that used to happen. I got rid of my raccoon problem, but it would spook them and then they wouldn't lay. But when everything's going fine, these birds put out an egg every day. They do, and they steady at it. They don't sit on an egg like chickens do. The eggs just because I got my feeder in the middle and it's pushing down on the wire and it kind of goes like that. All the eggs roll there, and a lot of the cages that you buy, when they lay it, they design that the eggs will roll out of the cage, and you don't even have to open the cage to get your eggs. You can collect your eggs outside the cage. I had wood laying around. I built my own cages, and I'm a carpenter by trade, so I'm going to do that. Even if I expand this, I'm going to probably build them again. You know, but I just want to encourage you, if you're looking to start eating more healthier, and you're wanting to do the backyard homesteading, you live in the city, you're tight on space, you might want to consider the quail. Quail might be the way to go, okay? And plus, the eggs are actually more healthy for you than the chicken eggs. And it's probably worth it. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have them over the chickens, actually. I might still have chickens. I'm not getting rid of my chickens, and we eat chicken eggs, and I'm not going to stop eating them. But I'm just talking about, like, if you're really, really tight for space, this might be the way to go, okay? And then on top of it, you get the benefits of the fact that the eggs are, they got 5 times more iron and potassium than a chicken egg, and they're richer in calcium and phosphorus than a chicken egg. And again, no bad cholesterol in a quail egg. That's awesome. So I wanted to kind of give you that information about quail. They're not hard to raise and grow. Now, if you want to start multiplying them to get more, you either just maybe you'd have to go buy your little incubator or make one. I made one. That's what this is here. As a matter of fact, I just took 37 eggs out of the egg turner and put them in the hatch tray, and tomorrow I should start having eggs hatching tomorrow. And let me make sure none ain't hatching now. No, they're going to be hatching tomorrow and or Thursday, or Wednesday and Thursday probably. So I just want to give you that information, you guys. Might help some of you out. Maybe you never really considered raising quail. All you're thinking about is chickens, because when you get on YouTube and you're looking up homestead and all that, chickens are the big starting off animal to have when you're homesteading. Everybody talks about the chicken. Not too many people talk about the quail. You got a few people that are raising them, and but I tell you, I kind of sold out on them a little bit. I got so many eggs now, because we don't eat them all the time. We still eat the chicken eggs. Well, we're going to start probably eating more of the quail eggs too. Just start incorporating that. I pickle them, and so we're starting to add boiled eggs, like in our salads and stuff, and we're doing it with the quail eggs. And yeah, it's amazing. So that's just some good information for you guys, I believe. So if you're interested in learning more about quail, I got some stuff on my channel, but you could go, YouTube and more other channels. There's some people that's into the quails, but most of the people that you're gonna see on YouTube, they're into raising them, and I just want to talk to you about not so much raising them, and you can, but if you just bought you a dozen of them, you would get a dozen of them a day, or how many you think you need for your family. You could buy. They cheap to buy. They're cheaper than a chicken to buy. And I mean, you go buy one baby chicken at Tractor Supply, and they want almost $4 for it, and some of them are over $4. And you could, if you look around, you could buy these things. I sell them for $2. I've seen people selling them for $1 before. So you could buy you a dozen quail for anywhere from $12 to $24-25. So depending on where you get them and how much you pay for them. But anyway, so it's really not a high cost to buy the quail. You do have the expense in building the cages, and then you want to feed them a good quality high protein food, because you're going to be eating eggs. And if you want these, you're doing it their eggs or more healthy. Okay, so what I want to show you too was these pair. See, you have to get these too, now, and they're not expensive. Bought them off of Amazon, 2 of them for, I don't know, $5. But this is how you can't. They're too small to sit there and crack them and break them open. You take and you put this like that, and when you squeeze it, that cuts the top of the shell off, and then you can dump the egg out. That's how you do quail eggs. So it's a little pair of scissors that's made like this. It's genius, whoever came up with that. And then you don't sit there and try to crack this little egg. They're hard to they crack easy. They crack just as easy, but they have a membrane in there that's thicker than a chicken egg. So if you tried to crack it and break it, you would have a hard time, because that membrane wouldn't break like on a chicken egg. So this, it cuts the membrane and all, and you could just dump the egg out. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna cook up 2 of them, and I'll show you how we do it. So I'll see you in the kitchen, okay? Okay guys, here I am in my kitchen, and I'm gonna cook up some eggs. I got the pan heating up. It's a cast iron pan. Got it heating up right now. But let me show you. Look at right here in my pantry here. I have some pickled eggs right here. These are hot. You can see they're a little darker. I make some hot. I got some peppers in there. I add some cayenne, and then these are more mild. But I sell pickled eggs, and people love them. They love them. I love them too. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you about. Okay, it seems like it might be hot enough, but I basically really want to show you like how much egg actually comes out of a quail egg. So let's. All right, so. Okay, pickled egg. You take, you can put this like this. Can you see over here? I got to do it over this plate here. Okay, so put this on here, and then this is going to cut the top of the egg off, just like that. Okay, and then you get to dump this out. Now look at this. Oh, look at y'all got to see this. This was a double yolker. Double yolker. Awesome. And let me do this other one here. Another. I mean, what's the odds of that happening on YouTube? Okay, so went ahead and cooked them up. So I mean, what are the chances of being on YouTube showing a video on how much egg comes out of a quail egg, and both eggs have double yolks? That's incredible. All right, I just want to show you guys this about the quail eggs. It's nice size. Look at that. That's two of them, and that's supposed to equal one egg, but that's a little more than what you would get on one egg. But you know, if you made some kind of little sandwich with a piece of some bacon and that would be really enough. Enough egg actually. So I'll go ahead and eat it for you. They're a little hot now. Hang on. Woo. Mm-hmm. Really, it's real hard to tell the difference between a quail egg and a chicken egg. There's no major change in the taste, really. Really ain't. That was a blessing to get two double yolks. Alright, so I wanted to kind of just give you a little lesson on quail. And if you want to start raising them to get more, there's a little more involved, but it's really not a whole lot of work, you guys. And once you get your initial cages done, or your incubator and your brooder and all that, once you get all that going, I mean, after that, all it is just keeping them clean, changing the trays out, and you guys, if you bought something that's already made, that's even going to be easier than what I have. Mine's all handmade, and because I'm cramming this into a tight area, I couldn't make, and plus I didn't have the material to make solid trays. I got two separate trays in each one, you know, and it allows me to get one section out, and then I could scoot the other one out, because if I had one whole tray, I couldn't get it out. It would hit my incubator here, because I just don't have a lot of space. So I made it work this way by putting two trays, so I can get the smaller tray out and then get the bigger one out. All right, you guys. So I hope that was a good lesson for you on the quail, and And so, man, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, can you please subscribe and maybe hit the like button? That'll help me out. That helps my videos to get out by hitting the like button. It causes the videos to go out. And if you can subscribe, I appreciate it. And then if you can share it. Especially if you know anybody that's interested maybe in doing backyard homesteading. Maybe they never, and you haven't either, maybe considered raising quail instead of chickens. Space-wise, it takes up a whole lot less space. And then the eggs are better for you. Ain't that cool? All right, you guys be blessed. I'll see you guys on the next video.